Welcome back. That wasn't it. Ah, eh.
You should start adding like edits. You know, like the YDCB edit where his voice just goes like really weird. It's like
Oh, the fucking wavy edit.
yeah,
I love the wavy edit. The wavy bass
yeah,
boost edit is by
yeah,
far
yeah.
my favorite. I'll have to look up how to do it, but we'll see. But in any case, before that, hey guys, welcome back to. I hit my mic. Oh,
Third
fuck,
time's the charm. No, we got this.
fuck my.
Third time's the charm, bro.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Salty Runback podcast, episode 8. I am Chico.
And it's fuck. Fourth time. No, this is my first time. This is my first time. Run it back.
Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to the Salty Runback podcast, episode 8. I am Chico.
And I am Jay.
Hi.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
First try.
Perfect.
First try.
Yup. Yup.
First
Yup.
try.
Yup, cock.
Yep, cock.
As you can tell by looking at the screen, we have our little avatar thingies now. Very
They're
pod.
colored and everything.
Yeah, it's impressive.
No. It only took me 7 weeks.
Yeah, and he still left a glacion out, but it's still, it's still, it's good. It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Sound a little passive aggressive there.
It's fine. It's fine.
Sounds like you have something you want to say to me.
Nope.
Hmm.
Nope.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing. We are recording on a lovely Midwest Thursday afternoon. Normally we record at night.
That's
so
true, but
different
unfortunate
vibes
circumstances have changed.
have arisen.
Have arisen, indeed.
The beast in the den
Mm-hmm.
growls in the night.
Yeah, fucking degens till 1 a.m. Degens till 1 a.m. Wakes up at 6:30 to go to work.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And he's just like, yeah, I just drink 5 cups of coffee. And I'm just like, and you're proud of this?
It's he went full cycle. What can I say?
Yeah, actually, though. Oh, I'm working on the first video for this channel that won't be a podcast.
Poggers.
It's a drawing video, but I did like 3 different iterations of it. I don't know which one I'm gonna go with. It's just me drawing 3 different things for like 30 minutes.
Yes.
But I'll figure it out. I also have to figure out the editing software because I'm a boomer. But that can be expected to be out hopefully
Yikes,
before
here comes.
before next episode.
Oh, before the next episode.
Yeah. Yeah. I was supposed to get it out by July 25th. That's what I promised. But
look where we are now.
You can't rush perfection.
Oh, so you're guaranteeing perfection.
I'm guaranteeing perfection on it being uploaded before the next episode. Yeah. But
okay.
yeah, that's a work in process. Are there any other updates? Anything else? I don't think so. Right?
Nothing concrete other than that. I mean, I'm gonna try tweaking an intro jingle, something like that. Edit episodes maybe to add like a highlight at the beginning so that it's not just the intro straight in. We'll see. We also we have a Twitter where we don't do anything.
Not yet. No. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
I'm working on a lot of stuff right now. I feel a little pressure right now. But it's. Are we doing notifications this week? No, I have to do the banner then. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay. No. 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 No.
Yeah,
No. No.
yeah.
No. No. I got this.
Please come check out our Twitter. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Got
Please.
this.
The more people that come through, the more pressure you feel to finish the banner.
I haven't even done the YouTube banner. No. 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 It's fine. It's fine.
Sure.
This week. This week. This week. This week.
Sure.
This week.
Got him.
40% chance this week.
All right, Pog.
70% chance by next week.
Pog.
100% chance by the week after.
Oh. Oh. Glorious.
Indeed.
Wonderful.
Um, I think that's all the updates.
Yeah. It's all the
Um,
updates from our end, at least, I think. I can't think
yeah.
of anything else. Nope. I got none.
Okay. Then we can begin
Begin what?
with with
Begin
with
what? Do
topics
tell.
we've 100% prepared.
Ah, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. What am I
Yeah.
trying to think? Anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
No. I got this.
You got this? Okay, if you need time, I can start with something.
Yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
alright, cool. So, I was telling Jay before we started recording, I got invited to my friend's bachelor party, which, because he got engaged sometime early last year. And so they're going through with the wedding and all that. And he's the same age as me. We're both 25. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh my god, people are getting married. Like, people my age are getting married. And it was crazy because before this, I was out with a couple of my close friends. And we were all just talking and chatting. And, like, the topic of marriage came up because some people were getting married as well that they knew, and we we all reached a consensus of like it's way too early, at least for us. Just like not even from just the age perspective, but financially speaking as well. Like how stable are you to where you can afford all of that, or are you even affording all of that, or are you leaning on parents and other people?
I feel like
And
that depends on like culture as well. Because
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it like in a lot of cultures, like you said, parents help out with the wedding expenses like a lot of the time?
I don't know off the top of my head if that's like a known thing. I know that for a few cultures they might like pitch in, but they don't cover all expenses.
I
It
feel
also
like
depends on if it's like a wedding for the entire family or if you're holding like a smaller wedding, because there are people who do like separate weddings where they'll have like a more personalized smaller wedding, and then they have like a big more like ceremonial occasion based wedding that's more what's the term, culturally appropriate in terms of like just whatever culture they're from. So yeah, I know those kinds of happenings do occur, but I don't know. What I know though is I personally don't really want my parents to pay for everything.
yeah,
Like
of
that's
course.
kind of I don't know. I mean you know, if your parents are if anyone's parents are, you know, wholly for it and they're like, "Oh, yes, like we'll cover everything." Then like sure, go for it. That's you do you, but it's just not for me. Like I can't I don't expect my parents to pay for anything for my wedding, or nor do I expect like nor do I like expect anything from them other than like to attend and have a good time. But yeah, it was also so I guess bizarre that like people are getting married so early, especially during the pandemic. And like yeah, it's like it's quieted down a bit, but like um we're still in the middle of it, I feel like. And not to mention, I've also heard a few stories of people who marry early and then, end up divorcing early because they thought they were ready for it and they weren't. And that's like the last thing anyone would want to happen, is when you think you're all set going into it and then a year into it you're like, oh, nah, this ain't it. This
I
ain't it.
I feel like that's so common, especially if they marry before they move in with each other.
Oh, that's real fucked up. That's
Yeah,
that's like
like,
big
right?
red flag.
That's like when you marry before you move in with each other, it's like you don't know how the other person lives, and like I feel like that's doomed to fail. Like 90% of the time, it's like doomed.
There's so many potential liabilities and like
Yeah.
everything that, like, you can love someone to death, right? But just because you love them to death does not mean they're going to be like that doesn't mean that they're going to be perfectly, you know good to live with, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to have like their quirks, their habits, their tendencies,
Yeah.
so on and so forth. So it's like you gotta check those before you move in, and like that way, if something comes up, you can have a discussion and negotiate, maybe reach a middle ground. Maybe you have some flaws you need to talk about, and like it's just learning more about the other person before you get married, because marriage is not something I feel like that should be looked at as like, oh, I can just marry again.
Yeah, like
It's like,
divorce.
yeah, like
Yeah, I
come on,
agree.
bro, come on,
Like
come on, bro.
I'm up for divorce when it's like, oh, like you really tried your best and like it just isn't working out, or like the relationship is hurting both of you, but like I don't like to see it as like, oh, um I don't like that being the first solution that a lot of people like come to, I
Yeah,
guess, which
yeah.
I feel like is becoming more common.
Like it shouldn't be taken as lightly as some people believe it
Yeah.
is,
Like
but yeah.
it becoming like accepted in society more is good because now people don't feel like they're forced to stay in like a toxic marriage.
Uh-huh.
But it's also bad because like, oh, instead of trying to, some people maybe instead of trying to like figure it out, they just immediately go like, okay, this isn't working out. Let's get a divorce. Which is like, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it.
It's
To each their
kind
own,
of
I guess.
monkers, if you
Yeah.
ask me. Pretty
Yeah, what you said.
pretty monkers.
Monkey, monkey.
But
But
yeah, that was interesting. We had a whole cuz one of my friends actually went through that. She got proposed to, and they were all like excited, and like it was really great and really wholesome, and they had their wedding, um what is it, 3.5 years ago. She was like
hmm
24 then. um and then like a year later, like they sat down and they had like the talk that you're supposed to have before you get married,
yeah,
which is like what our future looks like what are we gonna do, and like all that. And it's like, that really shattered uh the glass for her, and they ended up
which is fair.
divorcing. Yeah, and they're
Uh,
they're on good terms, but it's just like it's kind of surprising that some people really just never have that proper talk, and like they don't really sit down with their partner
yeah.
before, or maybe they have, but it was like it wasn't to that extent. It was just
Yeah, like maybe they did it in their honeymoon phase when it's
right, maybe it
like,
was like in passing, or like
yeah.
just at a moment where it wasn't fully recognized as something that needs to be like sat down and talked about.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's crazy. People are like getting married. Like some people really are settled in life. So like, yeah, more power to them.
Yeah,
That's
that's fine. I
awesome.
have a lot of friends that are my age that are like they're financially stable. They're like completely independent. They're like if they wanted to get married, I wouldn't be like worried of like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
like are they financially gonna be able to do this? Like they're making good money and they're like, yeah. But I was gonna like piggyback off of this because what's your opinion on like in proposing to someone without telling them beforehand that you're gonna propose?
Mm.
You know, like, because I feel like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, it's like, oh, like, how? What's your opinion on like getting like they talk about it and then like they make the surprise like when they'll do it, like, but they still talk about it before. What's
Right.
your opinion on like not even talking to them and just like proposing?
I realistically speaking, I think it's a bit fucked up. The romantic side of me wants to think that, oh, if we really are in love and my partner and I are, on the same page and all that, then I'd want to make something of a big surprise and make it a big event and what have you. But it's like, realistically speaking, it's still a very big decision, and it's not something I think that people should go about without at least consulting the other person on, let's say, their stance in marriage. Like, do they see themselves wanting to get married soon? Or,
Mm-hmm.
like, how long do they feel like they have to get comfortable with a partner before they think about that kind of thing? And everyone's different, so you can't just impose your own standards of when you think it's okay to get married onto your partner. Like, that's just not it.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, you should probably have some form of discussion and get some kind of like valid confirmation in terms of they are they've thought about it, they want to get married, and not
Mm-hmm.
just that, but also I think it's still very romantic if you ask them, if you like tell them that, oh, like, let's get married, but
Mm-hmm.
then you plan
Like
something
keep the
out
proposal.
separately. Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, keep
right.
the proposal like I said.
Yeah,
Um,
because I think the proposal part of it, um it used to be the question and the event altogether, but I
yeah,
think,
but now it's more like the event
yeah,
itself.
yeah, now it's more focused on how it's not about like it's not about like how you get the answer. It's about how you make the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
that's
also
that's my
feel
take.
like like it's better for the person proposing. Cause like it kind of gets rid of the oh what if I get turned down? Like that
Right.
aspect of like the thing. But like some people are ballsy. Like I would never be able to do that. Like, I would just be too scared of like I make a huge event and then they're
Uh
like, "Oh no."
yeah, because we've seen those videos. Everyone's
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
those
yeah.
videos of people getting down on a knee,
And then
and then the other
they're
person just
like
walks
walks
away.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the meme
That'd
of
be
like the worst she can say is no,
is
and
no.
then her just walks away. Oh
um
man.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
But I I marriage is so far off of me at this point where it's just
Same.
like
Agreed.
I feel like it's that way for a lot of people our age. I feel like people not I don't want to make any assumptions and I don't have any statistical like information to back up this claim.
Yes,
This is just from
uneducated
like
claims.
me
Let's
this is just like
go.
me and my observation of the people around me.
Yes.
I feel like people are getting married either super early, like
Uh.
early 20s, or like later, like mid 30s, like,
Hmm.
and yeah, that was just like something I noticed, I guess. Because I have a friend who got married at like 20.
Which is
I was like,
crazy.
hot damn. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's like, well, they're not even a friend, they're an acquaintance, I guess. Um, but like another acquaintance also got proposed to last year,
Uh.
which is like, um, you know, I'm 23,
Yikes.
I think.
Yikes.
I've always had
Yikes.
a hard time with my age.
You
Anyways,
just.
uh,
Oh. All right. Sorry. Continue.
what's the problem?
Yeah. You just. I just. No. No.
Um, but where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so that made them 22. So they got married at 22. So
Uh.
20 and 22. But like all of my like other friends, I think they're gonna get married. They're like, yeah, I'm not getting married for a while. Like I want to be like at least 30 before I get married.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
fair.
feel like mid 20s is actually quite a rare time to get married because like you said everything's so unsure, like people are like trying new things
Mm-hmm.
and like it's just a time to explore, I guess. And a lot of people see marriage as like being tied down, which I kind of agree with and I kind of don't agree with. But yeah.
Well, tied down is kind of a
Mhm.
negative
Yeah.
connotation of
But like I
sorts.
see where they come from when they say that. Like you have to think about your choices a lot more, in my opinion, if you're married than when you're not married.
Right, but I
Especially if you have a
don't.
child.
Right. I agree with that. I think if anything, the kid is what ties you down.
Yeah.
But in terms of getting married, I don't feel like the aspect of marriage ties people down. It's more so that you're not just making choices for yourself anymore, which isn't
Hmm.
like which isn't like a bad thing for, well, it depends on who you're talking to, I think. So
Yeah.
labeling it as wholly negative, I think, isn't correct, but I can see how it can be negative for some people. I can see
Hmm.
how it's a good thing for other people. Yeah, it varies. It varies.
Then okay, I guess this episode's all about marriage, I guess, or like a relationship.
Whoa!
Because I was gonna segue into
Whoa!
something else off of that.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Because
Yeah,
because
we
I was
got
gonna
nothing
ask
else. Let's go.
because I was gonna ask you about what's your opinion on couples that combine bank accounts.
That's weird.
You think that's weird?
I think that's weird as
You
fuck.
think that's weird? Even if
Because,
like they're like, yeah, we're getting married, like they've
yeah,
already like decided that.
listen, if you're going to decide to get married, right? If
Hmm.
you've decided you're getting married, you can combine your accounts and do whatever after the fact,
Hmm.
right? You don't have to combine before. And if
Hmm.
anything, I think it's like, for me, I see it as, I don't think you have to sacrifice your individual bank account and sustain, like, because, okay, hang on, are you talking about the people who sack their own accounts to combine, or they have their individual accounts and they have a shared one?
No. They like sack it. It's just together now.
Okay, no, I don't agree with that. I think that's
Like
weird as fuck.
even after marriage, or do you think that's like that's fine after
After
marriage?
marriage, I think it's a bit more. After marriage, I think it's a bit more up in the air. I think it
Uh,
depends on, how the conversation goes, how your partner wants to go about it, how you want to go about it. Me personally, I don't think the shared account is necessary unless we're making a shared account for house expenses slash um like funds for our kids,
uh,
or like just joint things that make sense to be paid in joint fashion. But
okay.
I don't think that you need to share an account for everything. Does that make
Uh,
sense? Yeah.
okay. I agree with you, but like let's just play devil's advocate here.
Sure.
Right. What if it's like the point where it's like a very traditional, I guess, relationship? Well, I don't want to say that. Mm, I don't want to say
Traditional.
traditional, but like,
Ah,
what if it's like a
yes.
relationship where it's like the woman isn't working, and like the guy is the breadwinner for the family, or like
Ah,
not the
I see.
family, but like for them, like they're not married, but they're living together, and like
Mm,
he's the one who brings in the money.
right. So one partner is an at-home person, the other
Yeah.
partner is out and about doing
Yeah.
work. I think it depends on who they decide is going to handle finances.
Uh huh.
Because if the person who is taking care of finances is the person who's staying at home,
Uh
then it
huh.
might make a bit more sense to
Uh huh.
make that joint account, because they don't have a source of income,
Uh huh.
right, to attribute it to. But if they're the ones managing it, then, if they're the ones managing the household expenses and what have you, then yeah, it makes more sense for them to gain access to that financial information, right?
Uh
The part that wouldn't make sense is if the person who's making money is also in charge of financial, management. I
huh.
don't think it makes sense for them to share the account. Does that make sense? Like, I get it if you're I get it in the sense that you can make the point of, okay, but what if those people like go grocery shopping, they do chores,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
other tasks like household things, like for that, then just give them another card, maybe. You
But
know?
then it's like, but then it's the argument of like, oh, like if they're using that card, like sometimes you have to check, like balances and everything. And I think you need the account information, unless I guess they
I
do like
mean, if
a split
it's
account where it's like under the main account.
yeah, you could
But
do
I think
that
you could do
as
that.
well.
But then technically, that's still, I think. Actually, no, I guess not. I guess like the person who has the main account can look at the sub account, but the sub account I don't think can look at like the main account.
Right.
I could
But
be wrong on that though.
I mean, but I also like to think that like there's enough trust between them to where they ask, they just show them.
Uh-huh.
And like especially if the partner who isn't working isn't in charge of expenses,
Uh-huh.
then it's like they'd have even less reason to need to gain like full access to that,
Yeah.
right? So there's that. But I do think it's a valid point when people say, like what if they're using like a credit card for the expenses and whatnot, and they have to like um, confirm some things. In those
Yeah.
cases, sure, yeah, that's I think that's valid. But again, I feel like there's other ways to go around that, and there's
Outs-
other like
yeah.
things that
So
are
like
more
outside of
important.
extenuating circumstances, you're like probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I don't think it makes. I don't think it makes sense.
I think I agree with you. I'm much more open to it after marriage
Uh huh.
for the most part. I'm assuming if you're getting married, you trust each other. So like I was gonna say, assuming you trust each other, but that should be like a prerequisite of marriage, in my
Yes.
opinion at least.
Yes.
So like after marriage, I'm much more open to it. Um, outside of, and then before marriage, outside of extenuating circumstances, um, probably not. But yeah, it just like it's just very surprising, I guess, because I wouldn't even think about doing that with like a significant other that's not I'm not married to. But I guess there are a lot of people that do that.
Are
Well, not a
there?
lot, not a lot. But like there's more than I would expect. Like more than one case.
Huh. I've never looked into it, so I have no idea. But to me, that idea is just it screams like, oh, we have
Same.
to share everything,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I don't think you have to share everything. I honestly believe that like the people who um the people who are like, oh, like you need to show me your phone all the time, or like, oh, like I need to know all your passwords, or like, or not all, but like just some of the passwords, or like, oh, like, um, they'll just casually look through your stuff sometimes. I think that's insecurity, right? And like if you have suspicion of doubt, if you're like, oh, what if they're cheating, or like what, and then you have like valid claims for that, then sure, I get that. I get wanting to check on your partner and like confirming stuff, but I don't think it's necessary to make it an everyday thing of like, oh, like, you know, for example, I guess like if let's say someone was like, "Oh, let me get access to your Snapchat or like your whatever social media." Then it's kind of like, why do you need that? Like what does that give you? Like what kind of security are you looking for that you need to gain access to my social media? And it's just like cuz then what else would you need that for other than to check my message history, my records? It's like, why would you be checking my records when you can just ask me? And then if you, the only reason I can keep thinking of is like, if you have suspicion that that person is doing things behind your back, then yeah, then you might want to confront them about it. But I don't think you need to have it at all times. You know what I mean?
Hey, sorry, my dog's like eating something suspicious off the floor.
That's fair.
Um. Yeah. Uh. Uh. I agree to a point, I guess,
Uh huh.
where it's like I understand the logic behind
you're thinking, and I agree with the logic, but like I just don't care enough to like if they ask like, "Oh, can I have your phone password?" Like I don't care enough to say no, I guess.
Right, no. I guess like I'm okay with that too, in terms of like if they're just asking to like open my phone and like whatever,
Yeah, like
I
it's
don't
easier,
mind.
you know.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah. For that stuff, I think that's fine. What I draw the line at is when they're adamant about knowing like uh let's say something we use a lot like Discord, right?
Uh,
Like if she's like, oh, like give me your Discord password.
okay, yeah. I guess that's a little different.
And it's just kind of like, what are you gonna do? Like go, um,
Anyways,
I,
hey, no, finish your sentence. No, finish your sentence. Finish it right now.
well,
Finish it. No,
I,
finish it.
I, I noticed mid
No, finish
sentence.
it.
I
Finish
I
it.
couldn't I couldn't help but notice that there was a similar circumstance in the
Yeah.
past.
Finish your sentence.
I I was just gonna
Finish it.
say like
No, finish it.
I was gonna say if if
Yeah?
someone was like if
Yeah?
someone, if someone was like, oh, like give me your Discord password and give me your like like so I can log into your account. And it's just like, whoa, what would you need my account for other than to look at my message records with other people? And it's
Yeah.
just like, what would you even be doing on my account? Like pretending to be me, or like
Yeah.
talking to other
That's
people
just
through my
crazy.
account just to
That's just crazy
just
talk.
yeah, yeah. That's why I was laughing because it's crazy talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you were laughing, right?
Yep.
Yep. You promise? You sworn your
Fingers,
mom's life?
fingers crossed.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
Woo!
I enjoyed that a little. I'll remember this one.
Wasn't even
I'll
on
remember.
purpose this time.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't
Oh, that's
save it
funny.
now. You can't
That's
save it
funny.
now.
I'm not trying to save it. I'm just telling you that this one was purely accidental.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
Sure.
I wish I could. Oh man. Oh, that's. Oh boy, am I gonna edit this out? This is the question of the day.
Up to you.
It's kind of
But
funny.
but um,
But anyways, yes, that's my stance on sharing too much of your personal stuff because it's just like, why phone passwords and all that? Like, sure, whatever. Like, if she wants to check my phone randomly, then I'll just be like, okay, like, go take a look. But if she starts like analyzing my records and shit, then I'm kind of like, what are you doing? Like,
it's like July 24th, 2021. Why'd
yeah,
you
like
say this?
exactly. She's like, she pulls up like receipts from like years ago. It's just like, oh my god, how could you?
You're
I'm just like,
trash,
I
man.
didn't. What the fuck? But yeah, other than that, yeah, it is what it is. Like, to
Yeah.
each their own. I'm just not a fan of like feeling the need to share everything. You can share things. I think that's completely fine. It's just you shouldn't ever feel like the need to like share everything you have. Like you should share it out of your own volition. It should not be forced upon you.
I
Yeah.
agree. Time to end this episode.
Thanks for coming to this week's episode, guys.
Shuba. How long have you been recording?
Realistically, probably like 30 minutes, maybe
30
35.
minutes? There's no. There's
Sorry,
probably
like 40.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
like
And then with the edited parts, I guess.
it's like at most 40.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, we actually.
No. No. That's fucked up.
That'd be funny. Oh, this won't be long, but I thought about like the MBTI. MBTI exam test, the
No.
personality test, the thing with like the 4 letters.
Oh, like the ENFP,
Yeah.
INTJ. Yeah.
So like I was thinking maybe for 1 week instead of recording a podcast episode, we could just like do those
Do it.
tests and
Do
then
those
like
tests.
go over it, yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
And then we can show the doing the test on the screen and then
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I think that would be a good thing cuz I saw it around a lot like a few months ago and I got me thinking like, yeah, I haven't taken that test in like 2 years. So
Most of
down
my
to check
like
it again.
stuff stays super like consistent,
Oh yeah.
and then it's just the I and the E part that changes every time I
fuck?
take it. Cause like it's 48 and like 52, or like 49, 51.
Uh-huh.
So like it's very easy for that to change.
Ah, I see.
So I started off E and it was like 52, 48, and then I switched to I, but that was like 40, like 51, 49. So like that changes, but like everything else is like 80% one way.
Sounds like you're fluctuating based on supply and demand.
It's more like fluctuating off of like what I like to do in that particular moment of my life.
That too, yeah, I can see that.
So like a lot of the times, like if I'm a little bit more into gaming than like I was before, because when I got the E part, I was in high school, so like I saw all my friends all the time,
Right.
and like I really enjoyed going out. But then like in college, there was like a time where I didn't like game as much because I was in uh APO,
Yes.
you know. So during that time, like I was also E, but like during the times where like I wasn't a part of something, or like I was super into like League of Legends, you know, I was like more of an I because like, oh, I want to stay home and play. I would rather stay home and play League than like go out and party, you know. So like that's, I think a lot of it has to do with like just what I'm doing during that time.
That's real, yeah.
But,
What do you think you'd be at now?
Oh, I'm an I for sure. In fact, I think now I'm like pretty solidly like
You're
introverted.
rooted.
Yeah, not like 80%. Well, probably
Uh,
more like 60, like 65, which is
I
more
see.
than like I was before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm predicting it now that I'm gonna be INFP.
I see.
But who knows? Maybe I changed a lot more than I thought. You know.
I think I used to be INFP. Am I? I think for me the last letter always changed. So I'd be like INFP
Perspective
sometimes.
versus,
Judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd switch between INFP and INFJ. I think nowadays I'd probably be a bit more J than P, maybe if I'm remembering correctly.
What was the
But
second letter? It's N or
S,
S.
I think.
I in high school when I took it, I
Uh,
sat next to someone who was the exact opposite of me. It was ISTJ.
oh
I was
wow.
like, I was like, damn. And that person was someone who got married at 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
funny
So
coinky
maybe
dink.
what a coinky dink, exactly.
What a coinky dink.
I thought they were super mid, so like it makes sense, but
Huh?
um
Huh? Wait a
uh-huh.
second. What do you mean by super mid?
Like I didn't really like them.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they were really just an acquaintance that like I talked to when like we had the same class, and
I
that's
thought
it.
you were talking strictly about how they looked, and it was like, what the
Oh
fuck?
no. Just like our personalities clashed like a lot.
That's
So,
fair. That's fair.
oh yeah. Uh,
Trying to think.
anyways,
Yikes.
thanks for
Overexcited.
yeah. I don't have anything else. I think.
It's a relatively tame week. I could geek out about MapleStory, but like, no one wants to listen to that for an hour.
Yeah, it would go for an hour.
Yeah, I could go for an hour.
Yeah.
I can go for an hour.
Yeah.
But
Kind of impressive.
yeah,
Kind of impressive, eh?
yeah. It's 'cause housing dropped.
Yeah, I haven't touched the housing, eh?
I love it. It feels like I'm reliving Animal Crossing again, and that shit slapped for me. So it's very fun. Um,
Good.
yeah, I
As
won't
long
go
as
I
we
won't go too deep into it, but for people who don't know, MapleStory, 2Z side scrolling MMORPG, uh, that used to be very popular back in the day, and now it's like somehow still alive. They recently came out with a really big patch, and one of the contents that came into it was housing. So we get our own houses, and we can get our own furniture for it. And some furniture drops from bosses, other furniture you get from just shopping on the side, and it's been surprisingly very enjoyable. Well, not surprisingly for me, but like for in general, it's been very well accepted and people enjoy it. Um, so yeah, I've been geeking out over that, and horizontal content, big fan. But well, not even horizontal content, just collecting things. I'm a very big fan of collecting things, so it's right up
yeah,
my alley.
you're a nerd. Haha.
I am a nerd. I can confirm. But yeah, I mean, if we don't have anything, less editing for me. So it's your boy. I'm fine with ending the episode early.
No, we just let me rattle my brain for a second here. If there's anything else I wanna talk about?
Shake that salt shaker of a brain. Get
Yeah,
those little sprinkles out.
get the sodium chloride, chloride. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, yeah. NaCl.
Yeah, I'm watching my dogs fight over a toy. It's kind of making me dumber.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good. I think it's honestly went a lot smoother than I expected.
Yeah, honestly, I was expecting a lot more awkward pauses and a lot more, not even awkward pauses, just long pauses of just us
Yeah,
sitting there
like
dwelling.
thinking of what to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was good. That was good.
that was good.
I think yeah,
No,
we're on the road. We're on the road. We're going. Probably going to be editing right after, and it's in the afternoon, so I feel the slightest bit more productive, ever so slightly.
okay.
So we'll work around with that. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in this week. If you made it to the end, you are a real one. Appreciate you all. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Also check out our Twitter. We're gonna start adding it into our bio description thing, so check that out. And if if you have any other like crazy stories about people getting married early and then shit went down, love to hear it, because that shit's always exciting to read.
Leave a comment below.
Like, comment, subscribe. Dab, 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 dab.
Yikes. Okay. Goodbye.
Yeah, we're done. Take it easy, y'all.
Yeah.
Bye.